Merry Christmas.
Well. It is, in fact, the first week of December.
It is. I love it.
And it does mean that we can finally, respectfully,
Yes.
talk about
Christmas.
For anybody that's been following us since episode 1, you will know that Miss Legs has been dying to talk about Christmas since May, since we started this podcast.
So I love it. I love it. Well, anybody who puts their entire Christmas decorations, including their tree, up the week before Halloween is definitely a Christmas addict.
You're definitely a Christmas buff,
I am.
have to say.
Oh, I love.
And the house is like Santa's grotto.
It is.
I was over the other night.
Yeah.
And there's not a wall, there's not a flat surface that has yet to be covered in either some sort of Christmas decoration, some garland, lights, or whatever. The house is covered top to bottom.
Sure, look what happened the other day, the video I sent you. I always feel like somebody's watching me and I have no privacy. Ladies and gentlemen, sips and gigglers, listen to this. There's a wee florist in the park centre and they had this 6-foot Santa Claus. However, in the process of delivery, said delivery person broke Santa's wee face. He has a big crack, lost his gold rimmed glasses and half of his moustache.
Flip right.
Now I felt sorry for Santa. So I went into the girl and it was a certain price and I made her an offer. No. This went on for 4 weeks, backwards and forwards. And I went on Monday and she went, oh my God, I'm not going to get rid of you, Tina. And I went, no. I says, here, give us it. And she went to me, right, okay, take it quick. She says, where are you parked? I'm right up around up beside Home Bargains. Well, put a bin layer over Big Santa's head. I scooped him under my arm, 6 foot, me and Big Santa, all in gorgeous, beautiful, fluffy cream and gold and all the gift bag and everything. I couldn't get him home quick enough. Got my super glue, got my wee toy glasses, fixed the wee bit of moustache, put the super glue on, squished his face in together, and he's sitting at the bottom of the stairs.
Say it's 6 foot.
6 foot.
My goodness! Now, how did I miss that?
I know.
Was this after I was over at your house?
Yeah.
Wow. So, funny story about that. I don't know about you, but my mum buys a lot of stuff off the internet, particularly at Christmas. She's very much like you, loves Christmas.
Oh, yes.
House is decorated.
Top to toe.
Yeah. Christmas. I mean, there's a competition in her street that can have the most decorations.
Oh,
She's got laser lights and all, projecting stuff onto the wall. Right. She went on to Facebook a couple of years ago and bought this 6 foot Santa. Tina, not even lying. When it arrived, it was 30 centimeters and it looked like it was possessed. It was like these bulging red eyes. It wasn't even 6 foot at all.
Oh, I love it.
God love her. She was properly and royally scammed on Facebook. But yeah. Listen, well, I'm glad that we can now finally talk about Christmas. Are you feeling very festive?
Oh my God, yes. There is nothing I love more than I love the build up to Christmas. I love Christmas week. I love the Christmas shows. I love the Christmas buzz. And this might sound a wee bit, people might not agree with me. And I know that the weather has been pretty horrendous. Pretty horrendous. We had snow, we had ice, some flooding, and it's terrible. It's really terrible. But going out with your coat and your layers and your gloves and your hat and your scarf, and you just feel that sense of Christmas.
Yeah.
You know?
Can I say to you though, just talking about layers, I mean, I'm not going out of the house, but slipper socks.
Oh?
I have my slipper socks on.
What are slipper socks?
You do not know what slipper socks are?
Nay, lass.
You need to get yourself to Dunn's.
Oh.
They are a
Dunays.
boutique. They're £5 for a pair.
Okay.
But they're like thick knitted socks, but then they have like an extra layer of I don't know what you kind of call the material, but it's like
rubber.
No, they're not rubber, but they're like it's like a velvety kind of really lovely and soft.
Squishy.
Oh, they're not squishy, but they're kind of like they're socks. They're house socks, but they've got like grips on the bottom of them.
Okay.
There's like 3 layers. It's like a hug for your feet.
Oh,
honestly, love them. And then getting your Christmas snooty on. Made of the same material that lines the inside
don't really
of the socks.
know. Sure, they end up sweating and everything. So what am I sitting with snooty on and the heating on? And
you got the heating cranked
Mommy,
up to 90.
I want the fire on. I've just got my 2 feet of like a swamp. So they wouldn't be good for my bunions, love. My bunions would be like onions.
So listen, tell me this. I want to talk about growing up at Christmas. Because that's something which I feel that we could talk quite confidently about. And I know that we've only got a good 45 minutes. But what was Christmas like at home for the Legses? The Legs tantrums.
One Cavendish Square just off the Fells was a 3-story townhouse, 4 flights of stairs. And there was 5 boys in one room, mummy and daddy in the other. And then you went up 2 flights of stairs. It was my sister's bedroom. And then there was a bathroom. And in the bathroom, there was a loft, a wee walk-in loft, you see. And it was locked from about October.
Right, okay.
And we knew. But I love surprises and I love Christmas. And Christmases back then were so special. And my mum and daddy, God bless them, they used to do their best for us, and we were the way the kids get up at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. I get you back into bed. It's too early. And we all used to scuffle back into bed, and they were magical. And God bless my mummy and daddy. They used to come downstairs and they used to come on 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, ripping all the paper off and all the toys, and oh my God, it was just absolutely. Just really, really gorgeous old-fashioned Christmas. And daddy would have lit the fire. Mummy would have put a big breakfast on. The TV was on, and the highlight of the day was Top of the Pops.
So we were the same.
Christmas Day special.
5 a.m. Everybody up. Entire house was up. But then I don't know. So did you have any rules at Christmas morning where everybody had to open their presents one at a time?
God,
or was
no.
it just like every man for themselves?
Every man for himself. You had your pile.
Yes,
you had your pile. Everybody had their pile. And I used to look at it and go, oh, my name's on that. My name's on that.
And then when you open it up, your ma or your dad would go, hold it up and let us have a look at what you got. Oh, look at that. Now, let me get a wee picture. And sure, looking back at those photos now, you've got like 5 teeth missing in the front row.
Absolutely.
The cheesiest grin.
You all had your matching but Christmas jammies on.
And your mum would have do you remember the old style Kodak cameras where although you had the button to press, you had to wind it by sliding it in from the side. Do you remember?
And then you used to have to wait weeks to get them developed.
Off to Boots or whatever
all the way down to Boots.
God, there were the memories. And then did you ever get like the selection boxes?
Selection box. And do you know what we used to get? We used to get an annual.
Oh, okay.
Get an annual every year. Used to get the Beano. And I always remember Mummy and Daddy, God bless them. Daddy used to say, make sure you get the TV times. And Mummy used to say, and I'll have the radio times. And we never had the radio on. But you couldn't buy one without the other. Yeah. You know? And I used to love all the luxuries because obviously we're very working class. And I used to love, and my God, they used to buy, the big tin of Chunnock's tea cakes?
Yes.
And my daddy used to say, I swear to Almighty God, I catch any one of you going near them Chunnock's tea cakes, I swear, there'll be a bloodbath in this house, I'm telling you now. They have to be left there for Christmas, do you hear me? And we daren't touch them. We didn't touch them. And another one of my favourites was, we all used to sit around, our kitchen table was this. It was an old fold up table, but the folding up bit didn't have a leg, so it used to rest on the arm of one of the other chairs, and you used to have to wiggle your way in underneath from a beer keg out the back with a cushion on it. And then it was a sofa and the 2 chairs, so 2 sat in the chairs, 1 sat on the 2 arms of the 2 chairs, 1 sat in the beer keg, and then the rest of us all piled along the sofa in the living room for our Christmas dinner. And my mummy and daddy used to they put a bit of music and all on, and we all used to patter in and out, and got the smell of the food. And my mum and daddy be laughing and joking, peeling potatoes and making roasties and Yorkshire puddings, and oh my God, pure bliss. And they made it very, very happy. And I loved the whole day. But what I'm not a good lover of, and I never was, is New Year's. Okay. Didn't like it. So never have.
Selection boxes for us.
Oh.
Do you ever remember
Let me ask you. I'm getting excited. I'm getting so excited. Did you get the proper selection box, or did you get the stringy, like
The one with the net.
Like the one with the net?
Yes. It was the shape of like
a boot.
It was like a boot, and and you had like bars of chocolate that were sort of glued into it, but it had like a net around it.
Can you remember? You used to get. You can't get them now. Spangles. Used to get a packet of spangles in them.
It rings a bell.
And a cabana. Used to get a cabana. Had the red bit and big juicy bit in the middle. Oh, Glenn.
See, in our house, we, rather than getting like a Christmas, like one of these fancy Christmas stockings you get nowadays, with your name embroidered onto them and all the rest of it.
Oh, for God's sake.
We had, what we used to do on Christmas Eve was we'd go into the underwear drawer and get a sock. And we used to pin that to the door. And at we'd wake up on Christmas morning, and in there would be a tangerine and a pound coin.
No way.
I swear to God, that was our stocking. Like, and we'd have them all up on our door. And then on Christmas Day or Christmas morning, we'd go down the stairs, and as I say, you'd get the selection box with that string in the shape of a boot and all the rest of it.
Right, okay.
But did you ever leave out like milk and carrots and stuff like that? Was that something that you guys done in your household?
Well, Daddy used to get the old broken rich tea. And then he used to put them out for Santa, and that was our go to bed. Right, I'm leaving this out for Santa, and he would have put a half a glass of milk, and then he would have broke the biscuits up, and obviously when we went to bed, and him and Mum used to have a few scoops, and nobody ate the rest of the biscuits and drank a wee bit of milk. Do you know what I mean? And it was just so lovely. It was so, they just tried to make it as beautiful, and they did. They really succeeded every Christmas. We always got what we wanted. You know what I mean? No matter what it was, it was a very happy house. Very happy house when I was a kid.
Did you ever get advent calendars or anything like that?
No.
Because they were kind of like modern day, weren't they?
They were too fancy for us, love.
Yeah, we were the same. I remember like always looking at them in the store going, I want one. And then when you get them, you used to fight to get the bit of chocolate out of it. Or you had a fairy fly brother who discovered that you could tease open the bottom.
4 of them.
You could tease open the bottom of the advent calendar, take out the bit of plastic, eat all of the chocolate, and put it back in without your man on.
Oh, I know. See, back then, a tin of Quality Street, it would have lasted you for a week.
Actually, I was talking.
10 of roses.
So here's a funny thing. Yeah. I was actually having a conversation about this today. I was in Tesco yesterday, and I was looking at the likes of Celebration and Heroes and all those kind of stuff that you get from Cadbury. And then I was looking at the Quality Street, and I was looking I don't know if you've noticed this, but shrinkflation has gone mad. Yep. So £4.50 club card prices from Tesco, 500 grams, right? Or you can get 660 grams off Quality Street. When did they stop? When did we stop getting kilos of things? Isn't that mad?
It's crazy.
Clearly blinkered and not actually paying attention. But I thought, but Tina, they're now the boxes are a slither.
They are
a slither now.
And I'll tell you what I've noticed as well. Because I have a wee French bulldog, wee Thumper, and they used to do a bag of schmackos, they're like long chewy sticks. And now they do, they're like £1.50 a bag, £1.25 one bag when they used to be like 90p. But what they've done is they can buy 3 bags for £3, but they're half the size of what they used to be.
It's madness. Just bleeding
Obviously,
madness.
I blame Brexit. I blame everything on Brexit.
So back to the subject of Christmas. Did your mammy ever get an Xmas hamper?
She did.
So ours used to get a Christmas hamper.
Right.
And she used to collect the stamps. So I don't know about you, but your Christmas cupboard, your ma would have a Christmas cupboard.
Yeah.
And you would have, well, my ma still has a Christmas cupboard, although my ma does tend to go overboard on the likes of Quality Street and the Heroes and all the rest.
Just in
fact,
case.
My ma buys about 100 boxes.
Just in case.
It is just in case. But then she'll randomly turn up at your house in June. She'll go, I had these in the garage.
And they're immaculate.
Still in date now. They're still in date.
Because I'll tell you what they used to do back in the day. They used to join the Butcher's Christmas Club.
Yes.
And they used to go to the bakery, Mackerlean's Bakery on Springfield Road, and used to join the wee Christmas club. And every other wee shop, all the wee local shops all had Christmas clubs. And you used to put a couple of £1 a week. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it was so handy. It was so handy. And I would love nothing more to walk into a local shop and have the big old fashioned saying, join the Christmas club today. And then they open the book and then you save your money.
Yeah.
And you save your money. And then by the time you get to Christmas, and it came in so handy. Honest to mate, it was a game changer.
It was. So we're
Game
talking about
changer.
the likes of the K's catalogue, Littlewood's catalogue, Hamper, Park's catalogue, family hampers as well.
My mummy never ever. We used to get the K's catalogue. Do you know what we done with it? Because the only source of heating we had back in the day was an open fire. We used to have to rip all the pages, twist them into paper sticks, and burn them. My mummy has never in her life bought out of a catalogue.
Okay.
Never played a game of bingo, never gambled, and never smoked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She just didn't. She just, and that's why she's thriving. 83, soon to be 84.
So we had around our, so we grew up in an estate.
Oh, we grew up in a terrible state.
Still in a terrible state.
It was a war.
So we grew up in an estate, and I don't know about yous, but like in sort of the areas where you were living, you were saying there about you would put your pound away for the hamper and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
So we had a lady that used to come around the door. Now, her name was Alice Slack, but in true style, as your mammy does, your ma would call her the opposite way around, Slack Alice.
Slack Alice.
And she would be the lady that, you would get your dodgy tapes and all from.
Oh,
and she would
absolutely.
get
We all had one.
your 200 fags and all, for a 10 or whatever it was. But she would also do the hamper.
Oh.
And my ma would squirrel away them, the money for the hamper, whatever it was. And then when the hamper arrived.
Oh, it was a belter.
So can you remember the stuff you used to get? So I was having to think about this.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So did you ever remember the Frey Bentos tin pies?
Oh. Oh, it's like pedigree chum with pastry.
It was like, it's like when you open it up and you go like,
Ugh.
this is for human consumption.
Yeah.
This was all the rage.
Absolutely.
Like it was.
And once you heated it up and it smelled lovely, you got a
my
drop
God,
of brown
amazing.
sauce. It was delicious.
Oh my God. And you still sell them actually. I noticed them in Tesco the other night.
Of course they do.
And then you would get the Christmas.
If you eat one, you grow a tail.
You start to glow. You start to glow a greener and orange.
Somebody throws a bone. Out you go.
And then you would also your ma would get like a box of family biscuits, family circle biscuits.
Oh, yes.
Now I thought we would play a mini game.
Right.
Can you name the biscuits that you would get in a family circle box? Can you think of any?
Custard creams.
Custard creams, okay.
Digestives.
A digestive, yeah.
Bourbons.
Yes.
And hold on. Shortbread.
Yes.
And oh God. Wait a bit. Ginger nuts.
Yes.
And hold on. The raspberry cream.
Okay.
There's a raspberry cream in there. And the wafer, the long pink wafer.
Yes.
Everybody used to murder each other for that one.
Yes.
And then in the middle, you had the one that was wrapped in silver foil, and it was the only chocolate one. And then you had there was I think it was a caramel surprise in there somewhere,
something like that.
Yeah. And what was the other one? Oh, I can't think now.
So
My mouth's watering.
I'll tell you a couple more.
Go.
Jammy Dodger.
Oh!
Garibaldi.
Garibaldi, that's the one.
Tea,
A rich
a
tea.
hobnob.
Oh, yes.
And a Cadbury finger. Do you remember you would only get like one?
Yeah.
Other ones that you might get in Family Circle was the Fox's Crunch Cream, a Viennese Whirl, or a Vanessa, or a nice biscuit. Do you remember the nice
biscuit?
ones?
Yes, they were lovely by drop.
So I came across them the other day and I thought, I actually that took me right back when I'd seen some of them. And then occasionally you would get like confectionery. Do you remember Mentolas? Which are now they're now called mint munchies, but they used to be Mentolas. Do you remember them?
Oh my God, yes.
And you would get I don't know about your mummy's fridge, but my mummy's fridge at Christmas. Now my mum has 2 American style fridge freezers.
Oh, lovely.
And going in at Christmas. Now, bearing in mind, there's not a crowd of us. There's me.
Oh, it's a big squad of us.
I know there is. So this is probably I would if you were to tell me what I'm about to tell you, I would go, well, that stands to reason. You've got a squad. But there's not. And my ma at Christmas has 2 American fridges filled from floor to ceiling.
Rammed.
And you're sort of going like, where are we putting all this food? It's mad.
Who are you feeding, love?
But it is essentially like an Irish mummy's fridge.
Absolutely.
At Christmas, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that's what mummies do. That's what mummies always do. And you know what? The whole year round, it's probably the one day that's one of the most important family days. And they would be stocking up the cupboards. They would be hiding things away from June, July. And they'll go, do you know what? That'll do for Christmas.
Definitely.
And they'll put it away. And I think a mother's joy from her kitchen when she knows she's got everything in.
Yeah.
and her just in case is full.
Yeah.
And there's no more room in the 2 fridges, there's no more room in the spare cupboard, there's no more room in the ordinary cupboards, and even in underneath the sink.
Everywhere. Yeah.
And we used to have the old big fashioned pots, remember the big pots, the big steel ones?
Yes.
And my mummy and daddy used to make their own homemade soup, and they used to fill the pot like up. And oh my God, now one thing about us, we ate when we were kids, and they used to make the most beautiful soup. All the fresh vegetables. What I would give.
Do you know what? That's actually, I really look forward to that on a Christmas dinner.
So do I.
Just the
soup.
The soup, but you said the fresh veg as well.
Fresh veg.
The roast vegetables.
Oh.
I literally look forward to that on a Christmas dinner.
Mouth's watering.
Like I love them.
I think that's the start of your Christmas dinner, is when they put down a lovely big bowl of soup. Now, do you know what wrecks me? Knowing you go out for a Christmas dinner and they set you down a bowl of soup, and it's lukewarm.
Yeah.
And it's in a bowl that thin.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's not a bowl of soup, that's like a saucer.
Yeah.
Get that away from me and give me a bit. Give me a fish.
Serve that to a cat.
Gives out the pot and a big spoon. Give me out the ladle. Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have anybody on your street that was the dodgy guy?
Always.
That your ma or your dad would talk about in a nondescript way. That go, your man, you know, and there'd be the wink
who
across.
I'm talking about now.
There'd be the wink across the table. Could you tell the man to get that thing off the back of the lorry?
Yeah. I think every street had one. Every street had one. Yeah. And Adele boy.
Oh God, very much.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to talk about Christmas decorations because Christmas decorations that we have in 2024, in my opinion, are very American.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the Christmas decorations that you would have had when you were growing up in the 70s, the 80s, and all the rest of it. So, in our house, every surface, I don't know, I was teasing you earlier on about every surface in your house being covered with a decoration, but in our house, every surface was covered with a bit of tinsel.
Oh.
Tinsel off all the pictures.
Everywhere.
And they had those pictures. I don't know if you ever had this in your house, right? I have this really sort of vivid memory in our house with a picture of like a crying girl and like a border collie just randomly in the background.
Everywhere. No, ours was Jesus, and the eyes used to follow you everywhere, and that was all year round.
But my ma would have all them sort of like strung with tinsel.
Oh.
And then you would get Christmas bunting. So there would be like a Christmas Santa bunting on the wall where there'd be Santa in one side of the room, and then it would sprawl the whole way to the other side of the room, and it would have like Santa and all the reindeer made out of cardboard with bits of string.
Well, no, we couldn't afford that much. Now we weren't that extravagant, but tell you what we did have. We used to have the old paper one, and you used to have to twist it and twist it and twist it and twist it, and then you get up in the step ladder and you kept twisting it, and then you used to get your big tack, and then you just pressed it into the corner of the living room, and because it was all twisted, and then you used to go right over the other side of the other corner, and then you used to tack it up in there, and then in the middle where the light is, you used to just tack it up. You done that corner, that corner, that corner, and that corner, and then you got your balloons, and you blew up all your balloons, and you used to tie them all together in a big knot, and you used to do the big long one. Remember the big long one? And then 2 or 3 round ones, and you used to put them up and tack them all in the spaces available. And that was ours, made of paper. And then we moved on to the tinsely shiny ones.
I was going to say the foil ones. Do you remember them ones? I know they were really big in the 80s.
Do you remember? And you used to open the packet and you used to go, doosh, and it used to just like a big chandelier. It's like a big chandelier. And just go, oh, mommy, look at these.
Yeah.
And I used to pretend I had big fancy earrings and all.
Of course you did.
Swear to God. Oh, I loved them. I couldn't get enough of them.
So we had the same, only we had the foil thing. Obviously being an 80s child, we had the foil ones. And exactly as you just described, all of the decorations would lead into the middle of the room.
Absolutely.
And
your centerpiece.
And the amount of times that me and my brother would be carrying on, because they would be sort of strung from the ceiling, we'd be fighting on the sofa or whatever, and you would catch one of the foil ones and you'd break it. And you used to absolutely be petrified. Like, I need to repair this before my ma sees that we broke it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we never really told my mum that. So sorry, mum.
Oh no, there's no need to tell her. Oh, I used to love it. And then as I got older, I was one for after Christmas, and I used to eyeball the shops, and I would go in and I would bargain them for the decorations that weren't sold. And then I used to go up into the loft in the bathroom.
So savvy.
And put them away.
So savvy.
So that when you went out, you forgot all about them.
Yeah.
And then you just go, oh, hold on. And you go up and you open the box and go, oh my God. And I remember I bought 3 boxes of authentic hand wooden made wee figurines for the Christmas tree. And I don't know what happened that Christmas, but my brother and his friend took the tree down, and instead of unhooking them, they just pulled them.
Oh no, right. Okay.
And ruined them all. I was devastated. But I didn't find out until the next Christmas when I went up to get them, and you couldn't put them up again because they were all broke.
Yeah.
Devastated I was.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a very...
Okay. Say it again.
Well, we're going to take a very short break, and we'll be right back after this.
Bye.
So, welcome back. So we were just talking about all things Christmas, and we were talking about decorations.
Ho, ho, ho.
So, question for you.
Go.
So, as part of your decorations, did you ever have like the official Christmas tree switching on light ceremony?
Yeah, we did. But I think what my parents used to do, they waited until we were at school because we would have been a nightmare. And then they would have put the big tree up. It was always a real tree, by the way.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, very
and they
posh
used to
in your
get
house.
big chunks of coal in the big bucket.
Oh, wow.
And then they used to put water in it to keep it fresh because we had a parlour house, you see. It was a parlour house, darling. And we were blessed that way because it gave us more room. It was a parlour house, it was a living room, and then there was a scullery. And then and I was always in the parlour room, and it was always done up really, really lovely. We'd come home from school one day, boom, Christmas. And you'd be so excited, and all the paper decorations and the balloons in the hall and the parlour and the living room. Because when you think back, there were 6 of us, and it was the perfect time to do it. And mummy and daddy would never say, we're putting up the decorations today, because you wouldn't have concentrated in school. I wouldn't have concentrated in school. I would have faked anything to get home, to be in the middle of it, to get setting it up. And it was always a lovely surprise, because all of a sudden you came home from school one day and you opened the hall door, massive big door, and boom, it was just like walking into a toy store. Your house suddenly became this really magical place. And I used to love the way that my parents did it. Was just magical.
You mentioned there about paper decorations. Did you ever do the paper snowflakes where you had to you folded the paper over about 6 times and you sort of randomly cut it out to create like a snowflake and all?
Well, we tried it, and I think I was like, no, I can't get this. Do you know what I mean? I was never really that artistic that I could sit and watch Blue Peter and here's how to make your own decorations. Do you know what I mean? Because ours was already up.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I can't be. No, I did try it, but it was very unsuccessful. I was so impatient as a child. I thought would have been so easy. And it was like, no, and near cut my fingers on there, whacked my fingers off, fingertips going left, right and centre all around the living room and the scullery.
So one of the things that I have as a very vivid memory is that when we used to go out for a drive.
Oh.
And you used to sort of go out for a drive to look at other people's decorations.
I still do.
But me and my brother and sister used to play Count the Christmas Trees.
Right.
And anytime you seen Christmas decorations, like it looked like a Christmas tree with lights around it. And the game was to get the most points to see who could count the most Christmas trees. We had my mum and dad tortured in the back of the car because it would descend into a fighting match, as you can imagine. I seen more than you. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And that would be the way we'd go, But did you ever go out and do like the customary, let's go for a drive and let's have a wee nosy to see what all the neighbours were up to?
Mummy and I still do it this year.
Really?
We'll do it again this year.
Fabulous.
I'll put Mummy in the car, and then we'll leave around about maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock, and everywhere's lit. Everywhere's lit. And sometimes, now I don't look because I'm driving, and we'll pull over, and she's just fascinated.
I'm sure she is.
Fascinated. Because when you think, my mummy was born in 1941, and back then you were lucky if you got a half an orange.
Yeah.
And when you think now 83, almost 84 years later, the technology, as you say, it's very Americanized, you know what I mean? And where I live on the Deer Park Road, it's a green belt. It's got the mature trees, and some of my neighbours, because I went away there and I put my everything up the week before Halloween, and then when I came back, it was 6 of my neighbours had the trees, the gardens all lit up, all done. And there's a few of them now, they're all lovely, but there's a few of them have gone all out, and they have the massive big Christmas lit up balls. And the other night I was walking Thumper, and it was daylight, and he was putting them lights up all around the side of the house. And and I was like, wow. So later on that night, I took a walk back down there, took my breath away. I was like, yeah, it's gorgeous. It has like a carport at the side of the house, and he has done all individual lights the whole way down the fence, along the gates, go up, right, and it's like walking through a like the whole carport has all these magical lights, and I was like, oh,
almost like a portal.
Like a portal, a Christmas portal. And then he has the massive Santa in the garden, a reindeer, Christmas balls. He has Santa's sleigh.
But Tina, could you really be like in 2024 when energy prices are
go
through
for
the roof?
But sure, they're never going to come down again, so you may as well.
Well, that's true. That's true. Did you ever do shopping centre Santa?
Yes.
So I have vivid memories of going to the Abbey Centre.
Oh.
And you would go in and you would see Santa and you would get your lucky bag.
Right.
And so you'd be comparing with your siblings. What did you get? What did you get? What did you get? You know, and then you got the photograph where again, you're sitting there with the big cheeser, 5 front teeth missing. And you've got some sort of, some nondescript man sort of just glaring at the camera going, these bloody kids.
Yeah. Oh, we done that when we were all nippers. Mummy and Daddy used to take us down way back in the day. Used to have to get a bus from the City Hall all the way down Royal Avenue to the big co-op down there. And that was the best Santa. Now, it was very expensive back then.
Still is.
Yeah, but when we were all toddlers, we used to do the group photo pay for one. And there was a few belters, so there was, but unfortunately due to a house fire, we have no photographs.
Oh.
They all went, with a house fire.
Oh, that's
so we did, and everything, lost everything. And the one thing that broke my mummy's heart then was all she could think of was the photographs.
I'm sure.
Because the fire started in her bedroom. And in her wardrobe, she had, do you remember the Kellogg, a box of Kellogg's cornflakes?
Yes.
Photos and photos and photos and thousands of them.
Yeah. Because this was the thing, you had to print them out.
You had to print them out,
developed.
and they were classics, and they were every season, and they were every holiday, and they were all lost.
Oh, that's so really disappointing.
But we've still got the memories, and I keep Mummy's memory alive.
Oh, 100%.
So we do.
What about your Christmas lists?
They've got much shorter.
Well, I know they've got shorter now. What about when you were younger? So
as well.
Did you do the index/Argos catalogue thing where you went through and you circled just about everything in there?
Almost. Almost. I think shopping. Are you talking about gifts?
I'm just talking about, so your in our household, we would typically be asked, is there anything we want for Christmas?
Yeah.
So your ma would go, what do you want for Christmas? And I go straight to grab the index catalogue, because you remember Littlewood's Index was the competitor to Argos today.
Yeah.
And you would have 2 catalogues that would pretty much be selling the same thing. And, you'd be lucky, one might be a penny cheaper. So you'd go through and you'd circle all of the presents that, now, half the things you would never get, but you would be circling, like a drum kit and a keyboard and a computer, and you would be like circling bikes and all this kind of nonsense, hoping that you would get just one of the things.
Yeah.
If you were lucky enough. Did you guys ever have the joy of going through a catalogue and...
No.
No?
I have to be honest. I'm sorry. That's just a one-word answer to that. The answer was no. We used to buy each other, but we don't do it anymore. And I think it's with the way things are in the world today, I think it's much more plausible when someone says to you, don't buy me a Christmas present. I'll say, right, okay. Because it's different now. And taking into consideration, what we all have to pay yearly on everything.
Cause you live.
Yeah.
Cause you live.
And I just think it's much more, I would rather a phone call or a text message from someone who loves me, cares about me, and either one or the other, a phone call or a text, Merry Christmas, love, and that's fine by me. I have everything I've always wanted. I'm healthy and I'm happy. And as much as I love Christmas and everything else, I think it's also very, especially in the mindfulness thing. When you buy someone a present, are you putting them under pressure to buy you a present? In a way, yes. But it's okay to be kind and to buy someone a trinket it's just a wee memory,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So, and I got my first Christmas card the other day.
Oh.
And from Granny D.
I was going to say, was it from Granny D?
Yeah.
Because I got one
And when
too.
you opened it, there was a flood.
Well, I've got wise to this now. So I always open mine over a bin because I know.
How dare you?
I know Granny D's cards. I mean, he even goes through, he takes great care to write on it now.
He does.
Please take care when opening this. And there, in it, there was a wee ornament for your Christmas tree.
Oh, no way. Mine too.
Yeah.
I opened mine over the Christmas tree. And then whatever was in it, it was all the wee happy Christmas things.
Uh-huh.
And they all went down. And I have the lovely big, what do you call it? The Christmas mat at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And they all just landed on the big silver Christmas mat.
Fabulous.
And with silver sequins and the white fur. And I thought, perfect.
Fabulous.
They are just lovely. Was there one present that you wanted the most but you never got?
One that stood out, which was complete nonsense. And I remember to this day. So do you remember when rollerblades came out? Now, bearing in mind, this was my ideal Christmas present, right?
Right,
so,
okay.
So do you remember when rollerblades came out?
I do.
So when they come out, they were all the rage. Everybody had rollerblades. I got a pair of rollerblades for my birthday.
Okay.
But then the natural evolution of rollerblades was something called rollerball. And this is where... And what they done was they took the two wheels out in the middle of rollerblades. Do you remember there was four wheels in line for rollerblades? They took the two middle wheels out and then they put the front and the back wheel, but they made it kind of almost like a circular ball.
They made them ugly.
They did, but
They made them ugly.
But as a child, you know, you're sort of going, they're really expensive. There's less. I want them.
Yeah.
That would be the one present that I wish I had got, but never did.
For rollerblades, though, it was roller boots.
Yes, had a pair.
My sister had a pair.
Uh-huh.
And they were red and white and they were gorgeous and she never wore them and her room was immaculate. And she used to have her bedroom under lock and key. But I used to listen to when she wasn't in her room. And then I used to run up and I used to jump in them for 5 minutes. And they were immaculate. And I used to have to be careful because there was marks on her carpet and she would have known someone was in her room. And I used to get a wee go on them.
What about you? Was there anything was there anything that you wanted for Christmas that you wish you had got?
No. I was always very happy, but I loved the whole Christmas thing. I loved the whole family waking up and the excitement, us pulling the hair at each other, having a laugh. You know what I mean? Pajamas that are too big for you, your sleeves were down on the floor and all of that malarkey, you know?
Yeah.
Any Christmas presents that stand out?
The one Christmas present for me that really stands out, and this is so random, but it was the best present I ever got.
Oh.
And this is, I was going through my Argos catalogue and circling them, was a Wallace and Gromit radio alarm clock. Tina, I'm not even joking you. So it was the best. So this is big whenever Wallace and Gromit, you know, first came out. I was really into Aardman Animation, who's the guys that do Wallace and Gromit. And this alarm clock used to go off in the morning and go, "Hey up, Gromit. Shall we see what's on the wireless?" And then the radio would play. That was the best present I ever got.
Oh my God. Where did you get that in Argos?
It was from Argos. Now, I have to say, I got loads of amazing presents when I was growing up, but that's the one that really stood out the most when I was sort of thinking back. Do you know what I mean? What about you? What was the best present you've ever had from Christmas?
I was 16 and I had, my Christmases aren't going to be the same anymore. And God love my mummy and daddy. And everybody was into the BMXs, the rally grifters and all that.
The burner bikes.
Yes,
this is the one with like the plastic spokes.
And everybody in our street all got the brand except for me, and mine was called a Mud Cruncher. Mine's had blue tires, yellow wheels, and it was painted black. And I was kind of laughed at, but I didn't care. I was so happy. And I soon discovered that my bike was the most favourite because number one, it was the lightest. Number two, it lasted the longest. And number three, it became everybody's favourite because everybody then realised that their mummies and daddies had paid a fortune for the brand.
Yeah.
And the kids didn't like them because they were heavy. And when you were cycling ages, you were out of breath.
Yeah.
And there was me, this fat chunky wee kid, miles ahead of everybody. And I was trying to do all sorts of tricks on my bike. It never got punctured. The chain never come off. It was, I loved it. That was probably one of my most favourite Christmases ever because of my wee Mud Cruncher.
Here's a question for you just on that, because this was around the same time. Well, for me anyway, I have very, very fond memories. Did you ever get the plastic reflectors in the cereal boxes?
Yes.
That you used to put on your bike. Do you remember?
I do.
And you used to get there used to be sort of like little plastic things that you put on your spoke or on the spokes.
On
and
the
as you
spokes.
and as you start to pedal away, all you'd hear is blink, 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 blink.
Or lollipop sticks.
Yes. Oh, you had to turn your bike into like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Or you used to get the an old yogurt carton. And you used to cut it in half and put a clothes peg on. And you used to I used to put about 5 on, and you'd go up the street. Brr, brr, brr. Hilarious.
Oh my goodness. Well, Christmas only comes but once a year. Thanks be to God that me and Glenn were born queer, because we're here to say we're glad that we're gay and we love you all to come and play. Merry Christmas.
So that is all we've got time for this episode.
It is.
But not before we take a very quick
break. We're going to take a break. We're going to jingle our bells. We're going to fluff the snow. We're going to come back very shortly, because what we've got is...
It's a segment.
That's a segment. A Christmas segment. A quick fire Christmas question segment.
Which we're aptly calling Shots.
Sips and Gigglers. I'm going to ask Glenn 5 Christmas quickfire questions, and he can only give me one answer and one answer only. And I am determined to trip him up. Okay, are you ready?
Let's do this.
Here we go. What is your favourite Christmas song?
Britney Spears. Santa under the tree. I don't know what do you call
Santa
it.
Baby?
Santa Baby. No, it's the Christmas. It's the My Only Wish This Year by Britney Spears.
Okay. What's your favourite Christmas food?
Turkey.
What do you appreciate most about the Christmas season?
Family.
What is your favourite Christmas decoration?
None. Not a none, but none.
What is the best gift you've ever given to someone Christmas?
Damn you, Lexi. Damn you, Lexi.
I did it.
Oh, that's a good one. I was trying to think of something that was non-materialistic, but I can't really think of anything.
Yes.
Well done. I've got it.
Too late.
A £50 Amazon voucher. Okay.
Okay, your turn. Hit me
Here
up.
we go.
Here we go.
30 seconds on the clock.
Bong.
Okay, Lexi. Who is the toughest person you have to buy for this year?
Myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Name something about the holidays that most people like but you hate or at least dislike.
Crowds.
Oh, there was a delay. You had to think about that one.
Yeah.
Would you rather spend an evening decorating, caroling, or shopping at the mall?
Decorating.
Talk about a memorable holiday event you attended.
A memorable holiday event. Christmas shopping.
Would you rather have a white Christmas or spend the holidays at the
White
beach?
Christmas.
And lastly, I already know you're going to know the answer to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Real Christmas tree or an official one?
Real.
I mean, I almost stumped you for just a second. Before we go,
Okay.
I have got a couple of festive jokes for you.
Oh,
Let's see if we can make you giggle.
Okay.
Okay. What does Santa suffer from if he gets stuck in a chimney?
Claustrophobia.
Damn you, Lexi. Okay. What does Miley Cyrus have at Christmas?
What?
Twerky. Okay, here's another one. What insect hates Christmas?
Cricket.
The humbug.
The humbug. Oh no.
Okay, this is my last one.
All right. Hope I get it.
What do you call a snowman with a six-pack?
Dead.
No. An abdominal snowman.
An abdominal snowman. Right. Okay.
Anyway, like that really is all we've got time for.
Oh.
Well, it's been good.
It's been really lovely to think we're
trip
here.
in our tacky time machine.
Yes.
Talking about Christmas.
Christmas.
As always, we would love to hear your stories, your input,
Comments.
your comments about Christmas. So please reach out to us on socials. You can follow us on Instagram. You can message us on Facebook. You can hit us up on TikTok, WhatsApp, and all the other ways. You'll find all of them in the description of this very episode.
Or if you've been involved, or if any of the topics we've talked about that you want to hit us up for, give us some ideas, something you'd like us to talk about.
Yes, actually, well, it's very funny you should say that.
Okay.
I have over on our Patreon. If you're not a member of our Patreon, we'd encourage you to sign up.
Absolutely.
It's free to join, but paid membership gets early access to all of our episodes along with digital content and discounts to our show. And if you head on over to our Patreon at the moment, there is a poll running. We have put out some potential ideas for upcoming episodes, and we'd like you, our Patreon members, to give us some ideas.
Yes.
You can choose from our coming out stories, lost friendships, behind the scenes at a Drags to Riches gig perhaps, or maybe programs we watched as kids, musicals, guilty pleasures, or just something
whatever
different.
you fancy.
Hit us up over there, take part in our poll, and who knows, your very say could help influence an upcoming episode.
Absolutely, it would be lovely.
Well, until next time, Lexi.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas!
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of G&T Sips and Giggles. If you've enjoyed our conversation, then don't forget to share it with your friends, and why not subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. Your reviews mean the world to us and really help others find the show, so please take a moment to leave one. But be kind. If you'd like to support the podcast, why not consider joining us on Patreon? For the cost of a drink a month, you can listen to episodes early, access exclusive digital content, and get discounts to upcoming G&T shows. Your support helps us keep the conversation flowing. Cheers, we'll see you next time. Chin chin.